We're now about to go live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now live.
89.5 WSKB.
From the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday and it is election day. The date of this is, I got the wrong date on my thing here. I've got December something.
December 7th.
December
No,
10th.
November 7th.
December 7th is
November
D-Day.
7th, yeah.
Okay, so this is E-Day, Election Day. E-Day.
It's a state holiday in 11 states.
Is that right?
That's probably to promote people voting.
Why don't we have a holiday for that?
Well, because we probably traded it for Evacuation Day.
Another E-Day. You see?
Yes.
If it's E-Day, then it's a Evacuation Day and Election Day.
Evacuation Day, otherwise known as St. Patrick's Day.
Right. Some people
never
also
know.
call that Bunker Hill Day.
Bunker Hill Day.
Bunker
Yep.
Hill Day,
Reason
Evacuation Day.
The reason for the Irish in Massachusetts to get the day off.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're-
But isn't there
It's a
is
state
there a
holiday.
marathon being run somewhere? I know there is
No,
in the
it's-
world.
New
but-
York City, I think, is
Just
today.
this past weekend.
Oh, okay.
No, New York City was this past weekend.
Yeah, there was somebody who was one of my real people that I follow was running the marathon or something, and I thought, and I immediately thought it was Boston, so it's New York, the New York City Marathon. Who won? Do you know anything about it?
I do not.
You know
I
how
will
many?
find
How
out.
you know how many miles it is, right? Because you know what a marathon
It's
is.
26.2.
Look at him. This is. Oh, listen. Let me introduce
It's an
you
easy
to
one,
him.
Bob. It's
Yeah.
the marathon's always the same distance.
Yes.
Oh, I know it, but I don't. I knew it was 26. 26 point what?
26.2.
Point two. You see the
I knew it was
you
26.
see
miles.
you see the bumper stickers around with 26.2. That means there's a marathoner on board.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to do the .2 some year. Could we do the .2? You know,
The point two. I think you do that point two to your car and back from the studio.
do you think it's that far?
No, it's not that far.
Wait a minute. how
Eventually,
far? If I walked from vocational high school right here,
So
to
it's-
where would I end up?
so you're talking 0.2 of a mile.
Yeah. So what's 0.2 of a mile? How far would I get?
0.2 of a mile.
All right, we're down on Main Street, and I'm on the green, and I'm going to go.
It's like 1,000
north.
something feet, right? Because a mile's what 5,024 feet or something like that.
All right. So would that be from, let's say, the green
You want me
to
to
the
do
bridge?
math?
Yeah.
It's early to do math.
Yeah, I did it. Well, it was. Well, the truth of the matter is, folks, we're taping this, and we're taping it a day early. So
Yeah. Well, it's still
don't be
still
calling
early.
us with. Still,
It's still early to do math.
It's still early. My math gene doesn't kick in until about 7 o'clock
Yes.
at night when I do my homework.
Yeah.
What about yours? Were you good in math?
No,
No.
I can do math. I just wasn't good in it.
Did you go on? See, I think that my highest level in math, I don't think I think it was like algebra 1 or algebra 2. Could it be?
Yeah.
So, were you a calculus person? All
No.
those were the smart people.
Those were the smart people. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
get that far.
Yeah.
No. I
Yeah.
am.
And I still haven't used algebra in my everyday life.
No, you probably do.
No, I use geometry, but I don't use.
Well, would you then? But when you say, okay, I'm going to buy a 6-pack of beer, how much is if I bought one?
that's math. That's not algebra.
It wouldn't be algebra.
You're just dividing whatever it is by 6.
Oh, all right. See, I'm picturing 6x equals 12. I never have done that
That's
in
only
my
in
entire life.
the beer utopia world.
That damn X.
Yeah.
You know?
you have to have a pen and pencil to do algebra, basically, don't you?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean,
I
I
can do. I
really
can
do.
do basic math in my head.
Can you?
Yeah,
All right. So
as long as it's not too complicated.
2 times 365.
700,
I know it's 7. What is it?
730.
730. That's 2 years
Yes.
at a time. If it was a leap year, what would it be?
Well, there's only one leap year in there.
So that would be 731.
Yes,
And you would add a 1. See how it's working?
you would add a 1, but you forgot to carry the 2.
Oh, man. Oh, God, help us. Look, what we were talking about marathons, 26.2 marathon, and we don't know.
If you ever see me running that far, you better run too, because there's something chasing us.
So Me too. Or maybe walking that far. I'm not sure. 1,000 feet from the green would be to WOW, where Westfield on Weekends is. Would it be to the bridge? Do you think?
Maybe to wow.
So that's not too far.
No.
I could run that far.
Where
think I
were
could.
you saying?
Well, from the green to Westfield on Weekends, which is
All right.
at 105 Elm Street for all those in Wisconsin and beyond that are trying to find us. 105 Elm Street, Westfield, Massachusetts. Yeah. So we're going to do some math to figure out if I wanted to do that .2 marathon instead of the 26. It's the .2 that makes the difference. That's the tagline. .2 makes the difference. Yeah. Peter, you have a dance people behind you.
I know
there.
somebody's dancing. I have no idea why she's dancing all along.
Oh my God, she must have done really well on a test or something. At any.
That's what happens when you come in here and record a show during the day.
Oh
when
my
there's
gosh.
people here.
In the morning when we do this, we usually, because I'm always late, we don't really get a full hour the first hour because I come in at maybe 6-7 minutes past, 5 minutes past sometime. You're playing some kind of big, heavy metal rock thing because
It's called the penalty song.
The penalty song. Today you didn't have to do a penalty.
No.
Because I was here
You were
like
early.
10 minutes early. And we are actually, so Rick and I have to talk for 10 minutes more than we usually do. Silence.
We do.
Isn't that great radio? It is really great radio. But we are so glad to be here. Westfield on Weekends show. Go to westfieldonweekends.com for an up-to-date analysis or reporting on what is happening in Decemberfest, which starts in November, actually, this year. Well, every year it really starts in November because it starts on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which this year is November 25th. And we're even starting earlier, Peter. We're actually starting on, I think it's November 18th and 19th, because many of the vendors at our pop-up market for the holidays reported that they really wanted to be able to have folks that the buying people buy stuff apparently in early November, and not in December. So we have the pop-up market happens earlier. The Tree Jubilee actually happens earlier because we want people to be able to enjoy the trees that they bid on. And in fact, today, Lisa Sunderland Burns and a crew from Westfield on Weekends, we delivered lots of the stuff, many of the trees and the accoutrements.
Mr. Stomsky was
Yeah,
already
right.
lamenting the fact that the trees were going up earlier this year.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He's taping them or he's getting the pictures, photoing them on Sunday. Yeah. But the main reason for it is, if you're winning a tree, you're going to get it on December 7th. So at least you have it for this Christmas, December 7th. So you got it for 2 weeks more than you would ordinarily have had it, which you would only had it for maybe 1 week or so. And it really helps out, I think, to have that spread stuff. So you can find out everything about Decemberfest. We've got lots happening, including, if you want to make presents for Decemberfest. Kathy Bradford will be later. We've got a stained glass thing coming up, and oh my gosh, there's a ton of stuff. So have we figured it out, Rick, or have we given up the idea of 1,000 feet? Or
Well, it's 0.3 miles from the center of town to the Westfield on Weekends building. 0.3.
3/10 of a mile.
3/10 of a mile.
So that'd be about 1,500 feet.
Wow. And so that would be, I would stop a little earlier if I was running from the green, right? I would probably stop
to do
around.
0.2?
Yeah. Oh, I could really do this.
Yes, you could.
I'm going to sign up for the .2. That's the part where everybody is when you go to a marathon, do you crowd into the last 0.2 to be able to see the people cross the finish line?
I don't know. I've never been.
Yeah, I've never
been to watch one.
No.
I'd rather go to the halfway point.
Well, if you go to the Boston Marathon, you want to go to a place like Heartbreak Hill.
Oh,
where it's tough.
Oh, really? Or a place where
cheer
there's
people on.
Yep.
Yeah, or where there's a place where there's a bar where you can go in, have a little drink or a snack, maybe a McDonald's or whatever, and you come in and out and you eat or drink on the way out. You know, what do you think? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are plenty of those establishments along the route.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but in the Boston Marathon, don't they go through like residential areas
Oh, yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah. Well, it starts in
Hopkinton.
yeah.
Hopkinton.
Exactly.
Hopkinton.
That's hard to say. Hopkinton.
Yeah, and then finishes in downtown Boston.
And it finishes near the Prudential, right? Or maybe.
Not
I don't know.
too far.
Not too far. All right.
Not too far.
Where does the New York Marathon, probably Central Park is the end of this, right? Probably, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have never been down there. I've never really been interested in marathons.
Oh.
Just
Well, I'm signing you up for it. We're going to have a marathon, the .2 marathon, Bob's .2 marathon. We could do, you know what we could do? This is the Pumpkin Fest .2 marathon.
the .2 marathon.
That we do
That's
at
probably the
Pumpkin
walk
Fest.
from your car from the parking lot to the back field.
Yeah, but you're running it. It would be wouldn't it be fun
That
to
would be
watch?
funny as hell.
A
I bet you
.2.
.2 is from the middle school parking lot to the field is probably, if you run around the Children's Museum, it's probably .2 miles.
You know, I'm going to talk to Jason. We're going to have the Pumpkin Fest Marathon, .2 marathon next year.
The .2
The
marathon.
.2 makes the difference. Forget the 26 miles. The .2 miles is what makes it.
Yeah.
And so we're running the end of a marathon.
So
Oh, my
the finish of
The
the New York Marathon is in Central Park.
It's in Central. I sort of
It is
pictured
in
it
Central
there.
Park. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you guys going to New York? I know Dennis is coming on later, and he's going to see the Radio City Rockettes. Are you guys going down to New York at all for Christmas
No.
Not planning.
or the holidays?
Not-
You know, it's a
not any
really
plans.
magical city to go to for the
I
holidays.
mean, I've been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't have any interest right now to doing it.
Uh-huh.
Mainly because I'm saving for trips and things like that, so I don't have the money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hear
And
you.
New York is expensive.
Yeah.
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 No matter what you try to do.
Yeah. You know, when you're 78 years old and I have the money that my father left me, which is not a lot because we spent a lot on our house. And actually, there's a guy at my house right now in the basement. You know what he's trying to do?
Bob, that could be the
that
setting
sounds
for
awful.
that could be the setting for a crime drama.
Is he buried in the basement or just
Well,
chained up in the basement?
Oh, God help me. You've been watching too many horror movies. You know, well, no, he is working in the basement. He's a ghost who we put to work. All right. There's actually a ghost in the basement. This is
The ghost in the basement.
There is a ghost in our basement. When Bobby Goff and the Agawam paranormal people came to our house 2 nights, we went down in the basement, and they had this kind of machine, the Agawam paranormal people, that one person could put on, and you heard like static, and then you'd put it on.
It's called a spirit box.
And you could hear somebody talking.
Yeah.
So you could ask a question, and then in the background, if you had it on, you'd hear, yes, yes. And I would say, the guy said yes. Did you hear the yes in there? I just did that. Listen
I heard
again.
you say it, yes, but
Yes. That's what we were hearing down there. So we asked a couple of questions. There was a spirit in the basement that was answering questions, but it didn't give us much information other than the fact, are you a spirit? Yeah. It was
so how did they
great.
know they're a spirit?
Well, because you heard, it could have been just, my stomach rattling or what. I don't know. But I put the earphones on and I did hear something. This person is not going to, your mother so sucks in hell.
What?
It's not. That was your mother sews socks in hell. Isn't that a thing from The Exorcist?
I don't know.
I
don't remember.
I know the dirty version of that, but I'm not telling. I'm not. This is clean radio, folks. Clean radio. Well, where are we at any rate? So, Rick, what's happening with you? Is anything important that we need to talk to you about?
No.
I'm here if you need me.
It's it's a little quiet right now on the fronts. We got a revamped exhibit opening coming up at the Children's Museum on the 16th.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, so it is the bank. Our bank exhibit has been refurbished and redone.
Wild. Which bank?
And it is now called.
They have this bank where the kids can come in and they can deposit money and pretend to be a banker, and it's built like a bank.
Yeah, so So on November 16th at 10 a.m., come join us.
You're gonna cut a ribbon.
Yeah, we're doing a ribbon cutting, and it's called the Piggy Bank Grand Opening.
The piggy bank.
Yeah.
Is it a piggy bank? Is it a real
it's a
piggy?
bank.
It's a bank.
And it kind of teaches kids about the financial world, about saving money, and so it's very interactive. So, and I believe that it's $2 to get in.
Oh, you have to pay to get into the bank?
No, well, you got to pay to get into the museum.
Oh, you pay to get into the museum to play
Yes.
on that day because it's a new exhibit.
Right.
Well, that's
so we're offering a $2 admission charge for people.
What is the date?
So it is November 16th.
November 16th, right? Which is a Thursday.
Yes, it's a Thursday.
Right. November 16th. How do you like that? It's not been sponsored by a bank.
Yes, it has.
Oh,
And I can't remember who the sponsor of the bank is.
So we better not put it out there until we know for sure.
I am trying to find it. I'm trying to find it right now. So
okay,
off the top of my head. So
Peter, piggy banks. Did you by chance have a piggy bank? Because I
had my own. I used to have the old Tootsie Roll bank.
Tootsie Roll bank. What is that? I don't
Christmas
know.
Used to get a cardboard sleeve that was full of Tootsie Rolls.
Yes.
And when you emptied it with Tootsie Rolls, it was also a piggy bank.
But
I still do that with like a plastic cup.
Oh, me too.
I have a plastic, like a Coke cup that's a Coke plastic cup that I fill with change.
Yeah. Joanne Taylor, my friend, gave me it's actually a ceramic jar that says movie money or something.
Yeah.
And so I put it in, and it has a cork on the top of it. And so
I'm not that highbrow, Bob.
Yeah. Oh. A ceramic jar. It's in my. It's not on the shelf so that people could see. I'm keeping it in my garage. Yeah. What do you call that thing where my clothes are? My closet. I call my
your wardrobe.
My wardrobe.
In your wardrobe.
My wardrobe garage.
In your garage?
No.
Your closet's the size of a garage? Your house
isn't
even the size of a garage.
No, you're right. I don't have a garage, as a matter of fact. The garage is filled with something.
Is it garage or
garage?
It's garage.
Garage.
Do you want to hear something? You guys have hit on the word that I think it was a linguist who said the most beautiful word in the English language is garage. Honest to God.
Really?
Honest to God. Check that. The most beautiful word, let's all say it because it rolls off the tongue. Garage.
Garage.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Why isn't it garagey?
I don't know, but why wouldn't it be garbage? We could call it garbage. Garage. Garbage. I don't know. All right, so we found the financial literacy.
Yes. So it's funded. It is our financial literacy exhibit. So it's Thursday, November 16th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So $2 admission all day long.
Wow.
Ribbon cutting
great.
is at 10 a.m.
Right.
And it was made possible by Berkshire Bank.
Great.
The Beveridge Family Foundation.
Yes, we love them.
Yeah. The Calvin K. Kazajan Foundation.
God, that's a new one on me.
Yeah, the Westfield Cultural Council and the Mass Cultural Council also. So those people we'd like to thank for our help in refurbishing our financial literacy exhibit. So
the kids.
So if you have the kids, bring them down. If you're the grandparents, bring the kids down.
Do they need to have pennies?
No. Nope.
Okay. No.
Yep.
So
there's an interactive spend, save, and share, and then there's a giant piggy bank, and then a gigantic dollar bill puzzle that they can put together.
Oh, man, that's so good. A giant piggy bank. Makes you really want to save, doesn't it?
Yeah, so come down and join us.
How much, when do you break your piggy bank? Or when do you count the money in the jar? When it comes to the top?
When you're desperate enough to need money. That's it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
right, exactly.
How many times in New York City did I go to the laundromat and say, oh my God, I need quarters. So I would go and I would, and as a waiter, you have all of this. My pockets would be filled with quarters when I was waiting in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Back then, people would leave quarters.
Now there's a change shortage, and they want to get you away from real cash.
Yeah, so we don't want people to spend, although, isn't it better
I'd rather deal in cash because you don't have to report everything to government.
Oh, well, of course.
That's a part of the whole deal of cash is that you.
Well, as a waiter, I do know that very, very well because we were getting. I think there is a movement afoot to raise the limit or the minimum wage for waiters.
In Europe, they don't do tipping, but the wages for waiters are higher. So which system, you got to go either one way or the other. So you can't, in this country, tipping is a thing. In Europe, it's not.
Right. Yep.
So either if you raise the wages, stop tipping. But everybody wants a tip now.
Oh, my gosh.
Like for takeout, they want a tip.
Well,
no, it's takeout.
Yeah. Do you feel badly when you
it depends. And if I get something from, like a sit-down restaurant or something like that, somebody's got to bag that up and get it together.
Yeah.
But they want 20%.
Right,
I can see 10% maybe for that.
Yeah.
You mean like
and then a lot of restaurants nowadays have buy a round for the kitchen for $20. It's on the menu. Oh, yes.
No.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Holy mother.
Buy a round,
I've never
tip
seen
the
that.
kitchen. I'm like, no, maybe you should be paying your kitchen staff more, but it's like you either pay them a wage, right?
Right.
Or you don't and say tips are non-reportable. But they can't have it both ways.
Well, it's a hard one because when you go out to
if a restaurant is paying them like a fair wage, that should also be publicized to the customers saying we're paying our wait staff a fair wage. Please tip accordingly.
Right. Or if your waiter is part of a conglomerate of waiters who they share their tips.
Tip pooling.
Yeah.
Well, it's called tip pooling. Yeah.
Oh, tip pooling.
Which is common.
Doesn't most places do that?
It's common practice in most places, yes.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Depending on where you work and what you're doing. Like most bartenders or stuff like that, bar staff, they do tip pool.
How about does the hostess get a tip? Because I always thought that a hostess was the woman in charge, or why do I think of hostess as woman because it says Tess on it. The host should be a man or a woman, the maitre d', right?
Well, yeah, it's your host or your hostess, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and most of them are paid a better wage than the server, yes. If you're hosting, you get a better wage.
And
you don't get server's wage.
All you do is say, good evening, folks. Table for 4. Let me look at my thing.
That's all you do?
And then
and then they take them to
Then you take them to the table.
Right.
You give them their menus. Then you say to the busboy, water them up.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think the busboy should be tipped?
I think in a way. I mean, like,
they
quite
do a lot
honestly.
of work. A lot of them do a lot of work that the servers don't have time to do, like clearing the tables.
That's right.
Bringing the dishes back to the kitchen and
and if we really
but now you're pricing yourself. Honestly, at some point you price yourself out of going out.
Well, that's where you personally do not tip the busboy.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't think I've ever tipped a busboy in my life.
The
or at
servers
the
do.
busboy.
The servers do.
The servers.
The servers tip
that's
out at the end of the night. They'll
right.
tip out the bartender.
That's right.
Like on a
Forgot.
service bar, if a bartender is doing the service bar,
Right. Is that the
wait-
bar back? Is that the word for a bar back?
no,
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 a barback's like a busboy.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Barback is somebody who is restocking the shelves,
Oh, okay.
collecting the glasses, cleaning the glasses, doing stuff like
That's
that.
a
But-
terrible job.
Yeah, if you're working the service bar, which is basically the bartender who takes care of the dining room. So
Wait a minute. Say that again.
you're working the service bar.
service bar. Okay, it's the diner.
It's somebody who's taking care of
The servers.
taking care of the servers for their drinks and getting them done.
Right.
So the servers will tip out that particular person, or they'll tip out the bar because of a certain amount that goes back to the bar.
Right. Do the bartenders tip with the? I mean, is the bartenders' tips connected to the waiters' tips at all?
Only on the servers part of it. So the servers tip out the bartenders, but the bartenders do not have to tip out the wait staff because they're not waiting on their customers.
Oh my God.
See, if I'm the bartender, I'm making the drinks for you who
Yeah.
are serving your customers.
Right. Right.
So they tip out part of it to me.
Who in a restaurant does the most work? This is a good question, isn't it? Because I never thought about this.
In which part, the front of the house or the back of the house?
Let's talk the front of the house.
front of the
because we
house?
know the back of the house. Oh my God, those kitchens are
The kitchen staff does probably
because they're
they do
there
a lot of work. Yes.
preparing and keeping up and making sure that the food is hot, et cetera, et cetera.
I would say in the front of the house,
And most of the cooks are all angry to begin with.
yes, they are.
Yeah.
I would have to say in the front of the house, it is. I would have to say, depending on the place, it's the bartenders,
I think you're right.
because not only do bartenders have to take care of the servers, but they also have to take care of their customers sitting at the bar.
Yeah. And also learn how to have a decent conversation. I mean, like
Yes.
you're a great you're a great bartender because you know how to converse. You communicate well, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. But if you don't do that, do you communicate as a bartender because you're looking for a good tip, or do you communicate because you're sincerely interested?
Sometimes it's just to talk to people.
Yeah.
If people come in and they're sitting with other people, like there's 2 or 3 of them,
Right.
I tend not to bother them, and because they're having conversations with each other.
Right.
But if it's if it's a person or one person or 2 people that are just sitting there and then they're not talking about anything, I'll talk to them as I'm doing something.
Yeah. That's the hard one, because not only that, if you ever said this, you're sitting at a bar and you're watching the bartender talk to the man or the woman at the end of the bar, and you're wanting a drink, and he hasn't seen that he hasn't checked. Let's say you're one of these people that drinks a drink fast.
Yeah.
And the drink is sitting there, and you're going, "Where's that?" And then you look down at the bar, and he's having a conversation. Well, that's part of his job.
Right. But they also have to keep an eye on the rest of the bar while they're having a conversation. And the simple thing is like, "Excuse me, I'll be right back," is to go take care of the rest of the bar. And not just stop and...
You can multitask.
You can multitask, except for some of us who go, "Why isn't he talking to me as much? He's that man."
Yes,
and
but Bob,
woman-
we've established in the past that you're a little needy.
That's right.
He's what?
Do you not needy?
what?
Needy. I'm a needy.
No.
No.
Bob who? Bob Plass?
Oh God. I'm proud, on a scale of 1 to 10. How needy am
You
I?
crave attention, Bob.
Well, I think it comes with.
It's not like I don't believe it to be a psychological disorder. It's just
No.
your personality is you crave attention. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of gregarious personality you are. And I
Well,
think if you don't get that,
hopefully the energy is going both ways.
Right, if you
I'm
don't- yeah,
interested and interesting.
if you don't get that feedback, you think you're not being entertaining or personable enough. And you try to compensate for that, and then you turn Bob up another notch, and it becomes a whole different animal.
Oh man,
I've seen that.
Oh my God, yes, yeah. I and I know when I've got it or when I don't. You know,
Yeah.
I really do. But they're
I've seen you on tough interviews in here where you turn Bob up you turn your personality up to about a 10.5
yeah.
or an 11. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, uh-oh, Bob thinks he's sinking. And he's probably not, but he thinks he's sinking.
Oh,
I've seen it happen. I watch it.
I know.
I've known you for long enough where I can
you
see,
you
I
are
can see it
absolutely
happen.
anything to save an interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was like I was on Patrick Berry's show last week, and
Yeah, you got in trouble for that.
I know. I was supposed to be on Mark Auerbach's show at the same time, Rick.
He double booked.
I'm entering the studio at the TV station.
And your
I
phone
get it.
rings.
And the phone rings and it's Peter. Where are you? I said, what do you mean, where am I? He said, you were supposed to be here. You got an interview. I said, wait a minute. And it turns out they're best friends. Mark Auerbach and Patrick Berry and his wife are very best friends. So
Yes.
And I felt really badly because I didn't want to have these best friends thinking that I've chosen one over the other.
Truth to be told, though, Mark does book further out than Patrick does. So
It is, right. And the truth of the matter is Bob just didn't look at his calendar. That's the truth of the matter. So I'm on Mass Appeal, and we do the interview. And, you know, I'm driving home, and I'm saying, how was I in that interview? And I thought, yeah, I was nuts. I don't know. I was on a scale. Then I looked at the interview again, because I think sometimes it's good. I don't watch my radio shows at all or TV shows at all. But sometimes it's good to look back to find out how you were in a different situation.
Yeah.
You know, am I saying every now and then, you know, every word? Am I?
Are you still hung up on that?
Well, no, I'm doing pretty good on it. I don't say as half as much as I used to, thanks to my reels. But I looked back at the interview.
Well, that's you
What?
know what it is, and Michelle used to say that to me all the time, especially when I was speaking at the Volleyball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah.
And she goes, have you noticed yourself? And I said, no. I said, it's a nervous thing. It's something to do to pause so you collect your thoughts. Because
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
It's a
when we say
nervous.
when we say it is because we are trying to think of what's next.
Next, yes.
When we say sometimes it's just a natural response.
Right.
What's coming, but you've got to learn how not to do it if you're.
Plus it made a good drink.
broadcaster.
It made a good drinking game watching you. Yes. Every time you said you had
There
to
we
drink.
are. There we are. Oh my gosh, that's really true. That's really true. If you watch my reels at Plasbob PLASSCBOB, you'll see that I do very well at not saying and very good, and that's been helpful. However, what I wanted to say was I watched back the Mass Appeal thing, and I said, I was so relaxed. I usually am sort of sitting there like, you're being interviewed. This was kind of like a conversation like you and I have all the time. And I like that better. So I came off, for me, I left thinking, it was not such a great interview. After watching it, I said, it wasn't a bad interview. It was not a bad interview.
Now that's with Patrick Berry.
That's Patrick Berry.
See,
he makes me look good.
Every time I've been on that show, everybody says that you're just so laid back, you're so relaxed. And I said, well, me and Patrick have known each other
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
We grew up together.
That's
right. We're both St. Mary's kids, so we knew each other. The families knew each other. So it's easier to sit there and talk to somebody you know.
Oh man. Yeah.
Than is to with a complete stranger.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So I have to at the Volleyball Hall of Fame, especially on our mayor's reception. I don't speak at the induction itself. Induction itself,
Right.
I do not speak there. But at the mayor's reception, I do speak. I have a large speaking role, so it's kind of one of those ones. Speaking in front of people, like this year we had about 150 people, 160 people in the museum sitting there, and they're all looking at you while you're speaking. So
oh man, it's got you either love it or you don't. And the part of me part of me likes to be the speaker rather than at the table watching the speaker.
Yes. And it's funny because John Vila says, "Well, you do very good in public speaking," and I'm like, "No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
I don't like
Yes,
public
you-
speaking."
Yes, you do. Speaking of public speaking,
That's
yeah,
I thought it was
yeah.
a great place to bring them in.
Yes.
Yeah, look at
or,
this.
Or is it that I don't like speaking to the public?
Yeah, well, I'm not. Peter, would you introduce who that is in the top square there?
He's the master of the universe.
Yes, he is. It's Dennis Akins. Denny, you just got your some kind of COVID shot or something. Where did you get?
Well, diving right into the personal information
Well, what the hell?
Hey, I've
and
been
my health records. Let me get my health records open.
I want your waist
I got
size.
my RSV vaccine today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I
Danny,
know
I've-
my age.
Yeah.
I've been pretty open about my ailments as of late, and I get hit with a twofer in the same month. So
Oh man.
the
Yeah.
atrial fibrillation at the beginning of the month and a recurrence of what they originally thought was a viral thing in my kidney, attacking my kidneys when I was in my 20s. But apparently it's an autoimmune issue that I have going on. So
Wow. So they recommended the RSV shot for you, or did they?
for me,
Yeah.
no. I'm working on trying to figure out how to best
How negotiate?
best tamp down my immune system so it doesn't keep coming after me.
I hear you. Wow. I got it because I'm old.
Well, yeah, those
Yeah.
are proper precautions,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. And I'm compromised in a way, and so consequently,
Hey, Bob,
I got my RSV.
mental compromisation doesn't worry about your physical ailments.
Oh, okay. Oh,
We were discussing Bob's personality type before you got on.
instead of
And
my
how-
And your health record, Peter.
and your
Yeah, and my
really,
health record.
really,
Bob,
really.
Bob, we were talking about how Bob craves attention, and
Well,
how
let's
that's part
not
of
say
it.
that. I don't crave attention every
that's just
hour
who
of
you
the
are.
day and night.
But when you're on, you're on.
When I'm on, I'm on. When I'm off, I'm really off.
I know.
You know,
You're just
yeah.
sitting there reading a book when you're off. I've seen
Well,
you do
yeah,
that too.
yeah. Dennis knows that I'm pretty reclusive in my own way, aren't I?
I wouldn't call it reclusive as much as you're a person who likes your social time, and you're a person that likes your private time.
Right.
Well, I cherish both. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think that's very healthy, actually.
yeah, yeah. And I know when I'm on, and I know when I'm off. And sometimes I once had a friend of mine say to me, "Would you stop being so on? The energy is too much. You've got too much energy coming from you." And I was sort of like, "Oh my God, I got to calm it down a bit. Take it down." If you ever see me like hyper, say, "Bob, calm it down."
Take it down a notch?
Take it down a notch.
yeah.
All right.
Just pull the plug.
Pull the plug if you don't see it. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, okay, we've managed to go on for 40 minutes talking without a musical break.
Yes.
And I get this. This is so funny. I got really sad this week because I thought Johnny Mathis died. And I was sure that Johnny Mathis was dead. That sounds so stupid. All right. So I'm going on. I'm Googling and I'm saying death. Johnny Mathis dies, and I get up all these things, and they're saying yes, he did die, and he died on September 21st. And I thought, how did I not hear about this? It would be like Stephen Sondheim and Johnny Mathis are kind of like in the same category, because I loved Johnny Mathis when I was young, and I followed him, and he's actually like 90 years old or something like that now. Well, turns out, get this, there was a country star by the name of Johnny Mathis who died in 1931 or something, and he died on September 21st. So consequently, I was thinking that Johnny Mathis was dead. So I went out of my way to find a Johnny Mathis tune. I find a Johnny Mathis tune, and then and James was sure that Johnny Mathis has died because he's Googling it and whatever. And then I
Man, you guys will believe anything you read on the Google machine.
Yeah.
God.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's on the internet, it's true, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I'm on
He's
YouTube.
only in his 80s.
Yeah,
He's only in his 80s?
80s. No, I think he's closer to 82 or 83 or something like that. Kathy,
That's in his 80s.
Oh, that's it.
88.
Kathy Bradford,
Math-
hi.
math
How
is
are you?
hard.
Join
Math
the
is hard
join
for
the madness.
Bob.
Yeah. All right. So, Kath. Oh, yeah, your voice and you look great, but we can't hear a damn thing you're saying.
Should be able to hear me.
Oh no! Oh, there we are. Okay. Is Johnny Mathis dead or alive?
Is what?
Johnny Mathis dead or alive?
This sounds like a name for a good game, Dead or Alive.
Yeah, really. I think there is one.
I honestly don't know the answer to that. You've stumped me. I read People magazine every week.
Would you be upset if Johnny Mathis had passed away? On a scale of 1 to 10.
I only know his old music, so I'd probably be about a 5. Neither here nor there.
All right. See, I grew up with him. Dennis, what do you? We're having a grief rating.
Well, I
really
know if
awful.
he's dead or alive.
Well, he's alive.
Hey, Bob, this is scintillating radio.
Yeah. He's alive.
He's alive.
88.
88 years old. Yeah.
88 years old. And I found, first I thought he was dead this week. That's why we're playing a Johnny Mathis song right now. That's why we're playing a Johnny Mathis song. And I then found out that there was a country star named Johnny Mathis. He died long ago, and he died on September 21st. I know his birthday now because I checked it on. Okay.
I think that's Johnny Willis Mathis, isn't it? He went by 3 names.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Johnny Willis, I think. Johnny Willis Mathis.
How do you like that? Well, okay. So
His wife passed away in 2019.
who? Johnny Mathis didn't have a wife. Johnny Mathis is a gay man. Wait a minute. Which Mathis are you talking
Johnny
about?
Mathis, his wife Jeannie Mathis died on September 14th, 2019. Mathis suffered from a stroke in 1999.
Who is this? It's Johnny Mathis is married to a man. They've been
I don't
together
know.
for years.
You sure?
No, maybe I'm wrong. Is Johnny Mathis married? Have they got him confused with somebody else? Like Alice
He was born
Cooper?
You
You remember
This
that?
is the one you were thinking of.
Who?
This is the Johnny Mathis you were thinking of.
All right, who is that? The wife of the country star, Johnny Mathis.
Yeah, this is the one you had mentioned before.
So that's the confusion, you see.
And it is actually his name. His name's John Mathis, not Johnny Mathis.
Oh, all right. But his friends call him Johnny.
I don't think Johnny Mathis was ever married, Bob.
Well, the country star was married because his wife
No. I'm talking about
kicked the
Johnny
bucket.
Mathis that you know.
You were Johnny Mathis.
Johnny Mathis, not John Mathis.
Holy mother. Well, get this. I'm going to play in honor of the late, great, what do you call it? The great.
The great Johnny
yeah.
Mathis.
Live and in color. Honest to God, I went on YouTube and there he is singing at 88 years old, October, like a week ago, and I'm saying, this can't be right. There's a picture of him singing at 88, and he just died, according to everything I had read, and it turns out that it's the wife of Johnny Mathis who died in September.
Danny, I think you're right because I don't think
Johnny
he's ever been
Mathis
married
has
because
never been married.
he
He's
published-
never had children.
he published a cookbook saying "Cooking for You Alone." So I think you're right.
Yeah, this is it comes up alongside Johnny Mathis. This is John Mathis. He was actually born around the same time.
Oh, man.
Very odd.
Really? So
Yeah.
we've solved the issue.
So, yeah, he died at September 27th in 2011 at the age of 80.
There we are. Okay. So
The
that's
country-
where...
the country.
John Mathis. Yes, John Mathis, the country
John
singer.
Willis.
Yes.
Now, now we're...
Now that we've completely confused ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, really. All right.
Well, that's
so
not difficult.
That's true.
Our condolences to that Mathis family. And now we're going to play Chances Are, because I thought that was a good election day song, although it has nothing to do with elections.
And-
Chances Are.
And to the fact that it's National Skeptics Day?
Oh, yeah, we've got to talk
Or
about
International Skeptics
it's
Day. That's
International
pretty specific.
Skeptics Day. Here's a question
On Election Day.
for you guys. Yeah. For you guys to
Just saying.
think about, we're going to come back and I'm going to ask you, what are you skeptical about on International Skeptics Day? I'll return after we hear Chances Are.
I'm not going there, Bob.
Chances are, 'cause I wear a silly grin the moment you come into view. Chances are you think that I'm in love with you. Just because my composure sort of slips the moment that your lips meet mine. Chances are you think my heart's your Valentine. In the magic of moonlight, when I sigh, hold me close, dear. Chances are you believe the stars that fill the skies are in my eyes. Guess you feel you'll always be the one and only one for me. And if you think you could, well, chances are your chances are awfully good. Chances are you believe the stars that fill the skies are in my eyes. Guess you feel you'll always be the one and only one for me. And if you think you could, well, chances are your chances are awfully good. The chances are your chances are awfully good.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday. It is Election Day. We are, for all those that are wondering, don't be calling in the studio because we're taping the day before. Yeah. That's
Is it
I
li-
just
is
for
it-
transparency's sake.
Is it live or is it Memorex?
It's interesting. Did
Only
you-
certain people get that,
Yeah.
right? That isn't just yet.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all old enough to know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of live or Memorex, the Beatles came out with a song, their final song.
Great song, too.
It's a great song.
It really is.
Have you guys heard it? Then and Now it's
I
called.
can't hear you, Bob.
You can't hear me.
Mm-mm.
Well, you just answered.
Boy, how lucky you are.
Yeah, really. Wow. You want to try and reboot, Kath?
Good girl.
Reboot. What's the signal? Is this the sign for rebooting? Or how about? Boo. Boo.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
What?
Oh, my gosh.
What's going on there?
I don't know. We've got Dennis. Dennis is split into two. We've
And then
just got his head.
He's got 1, 2, 3,
Sinking.
4, 5.
Oh, my God.
He's got like
it's melting.
He's got like 4 windows open there.
Oh, my gosh.
And Pete is nowhere to be found.
Peter is nowhere to be found.
And we lost Kathy.
Oh, my God. Hey, Dennis, wherever you are.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Oh. Oh, look. It's your shirt.
It's my shirt.
Look at what you're missing. If you're only listening on the radio, you could tune in and you could see us later on YouTube. We're archived on YouTube. You can also see us. Where else can you see us? You can go to Channel 15 in Southwick, Agawam, and West Springfield, and we are streaming. No, we're not streaming live. How do we do that, Peter?
We'll be streaming tomorrow.
We'll be streaming live. This is live on tape.
It's on
Right.
Memorex.
Yeah.
We're Memorexed.
Yeah. We're Memorex.
So I'm gonna have to still wake up at 5:45 in the morning
Oh, my.
and manually trigger it because I have to play it on the radio and TV at the same time.
Oh,
And it would take
God.
forever for me to make 2 copies of the show, one for the radio playback system and one for the TV playback system. So it's just easier for me to wake up and remote into this machine and trigger it.
Okay, but you're going to wake up
coming.
and then roll over, right?
Well, I don't know. If I'm awake, I'll just come in.
All right.
Oh,
Everybody's
boy.
back.
Oh, well, I'm going to miss Kenny. Kenny's going to miss me because I'll be in bed tomorrow morning, probably at that time. I don't know.
If he really wants you that badly, you could wake up and do a Zoom
I could.
at 8:00.
Oh, my God. Holy mother. Well, my doctor...
that's a reasonable time to wake up, no?
Well, yeah, but it depends on... I need 10 hours. That means I got to go to bed at...
Bob, I go to bed around 9:00 or 8:00 every night.
All right, let's ask the folks here. Dennis?
What's the question?
What time do you fall asleep? I'm not talking about watching television and falling asleep. What?
I don't watch TV and fall
Oh,
asleep.
all right.
Because we don't have a TV in our bedroom here in Westfield.
Oh, yeah.
But our times change. When these clocks changed.
Yes.
We had been very busy the day before, so I was upstairs by 7:30, and I slept 12 hours. But that's very unusual for me. We're usually in bed by 9:00 on
God.
work night.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. Kath?
I'm a night owl. It's not uncommon for me to be up until 2 a.m.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when we used to have to record this live,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the middle of the night.
No wonder that explains everything. That explains everything. Really. Well, my master, this is okay. So Kathy Bradford is the director of the Creative Arts Center of Westfield and Weekends at 105 Elm Street. We can talk about that in a bit, but we'll continue our talking about nothing. Our show is about nothing.
It's about nothing. Yes,
It's basically.
Yes.
We spent 15 minutes on Johnny Mathis, and he's still alive.
Yes.
At least last time we looked.
Well, Johnny Mathis is alive. John Mathis.
John Mathis is dead. And so is his wife, apparently.
And his wife, yes.
All right. Condolences. I'm sorry that we're making fun of that country star. At any rate.
I didn't even realize there was 2.
Yeah, we had no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So where were we? We were talking about International Skeptics Day, you guys. Okay.
Yep. And it falls on.
It's
the
interesting
first-
that it falls on the
There's 2 of them.
voting day.
Well, there's 2 of them
There are
in the
2.
year. There's one on the first Friday the 13th of the year.
Oh.
And then the other is on Election Day. Odd.
You mean like
Yes.
it's always on Election Day?
Yes. And always on the first Friday the 13th of the year. That one I can understand. That one I can
Whoa.
understand because if you know where the the fear of Friday the 13th comes, or the number 13 comes
Triple
from.
decaphobia?
Triple decaphobia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the fear of election day, what is that?
Well, that might be a healthy fear.
Holy God. All right.
Can I make my plea to get out and vote today?
Oh, yeah. Everybody get out and vote.
Oh,
Please,
my
this
God.
is the most important election you can vote in, is your local election.
Always.
It really is.
Oh, it really is. So
I think that's bipartisan.
Yes.
Oh, I think
It is.
It's a very
Actually, it's nonpartisan.
Nonpartisan.
nonpartisan. Denny, where do you vote? You both vote at this? Do we all vote at the same place?
No.
I vote at the senior center.
No,
I vote at Southampton Road School.
You vote by wards, Bob.
Yep.
Yeah.
I vote here, right here in
Oh.
the Westfield Technical Academy.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Kath, where are you? Where is that ward? I think it's where I am, the senior center.
I vote
think-
once in Bob's ward and once in my ward and once in Kathy's ward.
Don't perpetuate myths. You'll get Caitlin in trouble.
Oh, now it's a myth. How convenient.
I'm skeptical of that.
Oh, we're skeptical.
skeptical.
Okay. What is the word when you're skeptical about something? That is first, it's a wonderful word, right? Skeptic. I don't know where it sounds
Is
like.
there a difference between curious and skeptical?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think so.
Is one the positive side of it and one the negative
Well,
side of it?
let's ask the master of the universe.
I'd say that something that's skeptical defies common sense.
Really?
So wait a minute. Put it in. So someone who's skeptical.
So, for example, if someone asked me if dragons existed, I would be skeptical of that because there's not evidence that dragons existed. However, if somebody said, do lizards exist? I'm not skeptical because we have evidence that lizards exist.
Yes, but how about pink lizards?
I don't know. I'm not skeptical about it. I just don't know.
Well, couldn't you be? Are you because you think it might be possible that there's a
I
pink
don't know if
lizard?
there are such things as pink lizards. Just because you're asking me about it doesn't make them real. I'm not skeptical about it. I have no knowledge.
Isn't that the definition of skepticism?
I don't think so.
No.
I think it defies common sense.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Kathy.
so what I'm skeptical about, you said to think about this, is
Mm-hmm.
I'm skeptical that the royal feud is real.
That the royal feud is real. You're
Between
talking
Prince Harry and his family?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's real. I've seen family
I'm
disputes.
skeptical.
Well, that's to you, Peter, but it might be skeptical to
Right.
her.
I'm skeptical because I think they know that the monarchy is struggling, so they need to be in the news every day. So they're figuring out what could that be. I'm not saying they get along or anything like that, but I'm skeptical it's as big as they make it out to be.
So Kathy, so you are the exact definition of what a skeptic is. So the skeptic is a person inclined to question or doubt accepted opinions.
Oh, there we go. Oh, does it say where the word comes from? Because it sounds like a Norwegian thing that I put on my shoe or foot in the winter. Let me put no, it sounds like a Scott,
Isn't that spackle? No.
Oh, spackle. I don't know.
That's what he needs to put on his feet.
So does that has a skeptic sounds like it's something Norwegian or Swedish or something up there. I don't know. So skeptic. So that's something that we're skeptical about. So there's a whole group of people that we know in America that think about elections and all. They have an opinion either one way or another. Or we're skeptical when we hear, would we all be skeptical of the news that we hear on the television set? Is that a good question? I mean, are you skeptical about it when you hear something like...
So that would be cynical, Bob.
Cynical.
I don't know if that's cynical.
I think that cynical. Well, it could be cynical if you don't really believe what you said. Well, no, that's hard.
So to answer your your question, Bob, the origin of skeptic comes from the Greek word skepticis.
Oh,
or Skepticos. What's that? Yeah.
Scapesis.
Scapesis, is that the K is silent?
Scapesis.
No,
Scapesis.
it's you can say it. It's not silent. Scapesis.
Yeah, scapesis. Ska.
Yeah.
A member of a Greek school, from the Greek school, that doubted the possibility of real knowledge.
Oh, that brings up
Yeah, that brings up,
bunch of
that opens a can of worms
That's
there.
that's a whole nother can of worms.
I'm letting the pup in.
yeah. So if we think about what we're skeptical about, well, we can level the field right now because we could say, oh no, wait a minute. I was going to say UFOs. Everyone is skeptical about UFOs.
I'm not.
No, we're not.
I know enough. I've seen enough photographic evidence.
Yeah.
And there's just too much out there to lead me to believe that it's not true. And
Yeah.
and I also think that it'd be an incredible deceit of our species to think that we're it.
Yeah. Oh, is that?
But you can believe that there's thoughts out there, and there's aliens throughout the universe without believing in UFOs too.
Well, if
we're talking about the evidence that people have seen, that's different than believing that there's really people and living creatures throughout the universe.
Well, I go to logical progression of it, but
yeah.
Well, I look at it the fact if we're the only intelligent planet in the universe, we're in big trouble. We are in big trouble.
We are in big trouble. Oh my God.
My fear is that we're one of the least intelligent.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's probably correct.
What's that meme that I see all the time? It's that, UFOs, fly by Earth and roll their windows up and lock their doors.
Kathy, how about Bigfoot?
About what?
Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. Yes or no?
No.
You're not skeptical about you believe that Bigfoot may exist?
No, I don't.
Right. So that's why she's not skeptical. I don't believe
I'm
it
not
either,
skeptical. I don't think about it, nor do I believe it. But the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well, you believe in Nessie.
about
You believe in Nessie, but you don't believe in Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. You really?
The poor guy's got such a he's
I
got.
haven't been out and about looking for Bigfoot, but I was over on the lake in Scotland.
Yeah, and did you? Well,
around and saw some bubbles.
And there's just something odd about the area where everybody says that the Loch Ness, and it's just there's something about the area. There's something there that can't be explained.
It's a great mythos that's been developed around it.
Yes.
Yeah. I parked outside of the Loch Ness Museum. I didn't want to pay $30. It was something like that to get in to see. I was skeptical about what was inside of that museum. Would that be the correct term? That I just said, I don't think that I'm going to learn anything if I go in there that's going to change my mind that there is a Loch Ness monster or not. I mean, I'm really kind of hoping there is. But so my friend Ethel went in. So Ethel Welch goes into the Loch Ness Monster Museum and came out and said, I think she said that she was now beginning to sort of believe it, So, Kathy, I think there are people that. Is there anything else that everyone seems to be skeptical about? It's one of those things like, I don't know. I'm not skeptical about the royal family like you are, Kath. Yeah. So why don't I play the Skeptics song?
What are you skeptical about, Bob? You've asked us. What are you skeptical about?
He's stumped.
I'm stumped because it's sort of mathematical with me. It's sort of like I can't do math. Now I can't come up with something give me something that I'm skeptical about. I'm not skeptical about UFOs.
No, I'm not going to give you something. You've got to come up
That's
with
right.
it.
Bob, it's called this is your
I know what you're skeptical about.
This is your personal truth right now.
So with something that has a popular belief that you do not agree with.
Well, then we're going to have to get political, and I don't.
No, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be political. It doesn't. A popular scientific belief.
Oh, scientific belief.
Also, you might have been skeptical that you would like cruising until you did it.
Right.
Bob's
exactly.
skeptical of Alice Cooper. We know that for sure.
I think a lot of people who really believe, especially people who don't have strong faith, are skeptical about life after death.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right. No, I'm beginning to believe that. The closer I am to it, the more I believe it.
How convenient.
I'll give it. Well,
And I think that's
you
generally
can
true.
quote me on that one. The closer
quote you
I
on that
am,
one?
yeah, the closer I am, the more I believe. Yeah, I skeptical on
Wow in the sky.
the existence of God. I suppose I'm not a skeptic on. Well, I want to believe it so badly. I really want to, and I pray. This sounds crazy, but I used to get down on my knees and pray to God that there was one. Is that so crazy? Does that make any sense?
Well, what you got to pray for is faith. You got to have faith to believe that.
Right. You don't need to pray for the existence of something you have
No,
faith
you don't have to pray
in.
for existence. You got to pray for the faith, and that will take care of everything.
So I got to believe in faith.
We're getting to a deep dive into Bob today.
This is really a hard one. I don't know.
He
Should
brought
I?
it out himself.
Yeah.
I know. Well, hey, invite the topic.
Oh,
why
okay.
not? We're going to come and bring it, Bob.
Yeah. I think there's people. I was a therapist for years, and there are people who are skeptical that a therapist can do anything for a person. All right, that anybody could, help themselves. I kind of believe that that's not possible, but I do think that there is a magic in therapy that you can just sit there and nod your head and the person can get better because you are sitting with them and listening.
So you believe in magic, but not self-help.
No, I know.
That's what you just said.
Oh, I know, but I believe in self-help. So I don't know. I'm not
what you said. You said you don't believe people can help themselves.
No, I think that they can help themselves by the mere fact of sitting with somebody and sharing your problem with somebody. Rick, I got something to tell you.
No.
No, I mean that would be the beginning of health.
Is it? That almost sounded the start of the Festivus airing of the grievances. Kruger, I got a problem with you.
Okay, right. So skeptics, it's International Skeptics Day. This is a group called the Nomads. I've never heard of
the
them.
Monads.
Oh, it's called the Monads?
The Monads.
MONADS, Monad.
Oh, it's not Nomads. Well, I'm glad it's not the Gonads. That's a terrible name for a band.
This is when Jay and I, this is the point of the show when JPEG, Luke, and I would look at each other and go, did he just say that?
Oh, God. No. I think we can say gonad. Gonads are, what are they?
Well, you just said it, so.
Am I going to have to give you.
I think it's a really good thing that we have skepticism. That we have skeptics in the world.
Yes.
Do you think,
Without skeptics pushing people, we wouldn't discover more.
Right, exactly. And
the skeptics are the ones questioning, challenging.
Right. And isn't that what science is? Is being skeptical of the results?
It's part of it, sure.
Right.
So it pushes research, it pushes people to find the evidence.
Yes.
It also pushes people with curious tendencies to go further and to dig deeper.
Right.
Oh, this is
if you
very
ask
good.
children, for example, if I take a tube of yellow liquid and a tube of green liquid and say, if I mix these, I'm going to show you blue.
Yeah.
I think there'd be some healthy skepticism there.
Yeah.
But then you do it and they see it and they're less skeptical.
Sometimes you get less skeptical after life experience.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's called aging.
I think you get more skeptical with age because you question everything.
They get more cynical.
Cynical, true. Yes. So cynical and skepticism do they go in hand with your
Probably first cousins.
Yeah. First cousins.
Are they kissing cousins though? That's it.
Oh, I don't know.
Why did you look at me like that when I said that, Bob?
I got the urge to give you a kiss. I don't know. Whatever. All right, so we're going to play the what is it? Monads. Playing, they're singing.
It's not the G one either, Bob.
It's the Skeptics song. Listen to this. This is kind of cool.
We all know knowledge requires indubitability. Maybe there's an evil demon we don't know. So you should be a Cartesian skeptic. Whoa, whoa. I am the very first important rationalist. According to Kant, I'm a transcendental realist. I sometimes dream and my senses are full of deceit. It's really too bad my own arguments got me beat. Maybe there's an evil demon we don't know. So you should be a Cartesian skeptic. Whoa, whoa. Forget the skepticism in which I meditate. God is no deceiver, and that's his finest trait. And maybe there's an evil demon we don't know. So you should be a Cartesian skeptic. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Descartes roasting on an open fire.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is a Cartesian Tuesday, and it is actually Election Day. And
yes, get out and vote.
Yes, get out and vote, everybody.
As Peter said, it is the most important election that you can vote in is your local election.
I would absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, yeah, very important.
Because these are the people you see every day.
Yeah.
And they're the people that should and are generally most receptive to queries from an individual citizen.
Yeah.
And remember something, if you're going to say that I'm not going to go vote because I don't like any of the candidates.
Right.
Go pull the ballot, leave it blank.
Yeah.
Oh.
That
you don't have to vote for, like, if it says vote up to 3 or up to 6 or whatever.
Right.
You don't have to vote for all of them. You can just vote for the people you want to vote for.
Or choose one. If there's an election where there's 2 people running and you don't like either candidate,
right.
Write in somebody or, put in none of the above. I will tell you something that those numbers are looked at consistently and they're reported by the election office. Who was our...
Caitlin.
Caitlin is our clerk now.
Caitlin Bruce. Yeah, she's lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
They report it, and you will see the number of ballots cast and the number left blank.
So on that note, we were going to have tomorrow morning,
right,
at 6 a.m. because Tina hosts a voting site, and she has no clue when she's going to get out of there on Tuesday.
Oh my gosh,
so she's taking Wednesday off.
Got it.
So in her stead,
Right.
We have the brothers Knappich coming in to do an election recap and to talk about what they're doing now, because they both have interesting careers outside of the political realm that they've, gotten into.
Right.
So we're going to get Caitlin. I've already talked to her. She's going to get us election results. So we'll have those printed out for the hosts.
This is at night?
No, Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock?
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
For Tina's show.
I gotcha.
So we're going to do 6
God.
to 8 with the brothers Knappich. So Mike and Dan will be here. And we're going to talk the local election, and we're going to talk about what they're doing and what they're up to on their own careers and what they're doing.
And when's Caitlin coming in?
Caitlin's been on with Harry Rock.
Right.
Yeah.
To preview the election, but she's going to email me all the results either that night or first thing in the morning.
Oh.
She's terrific.
She is wonderful.
Yeah. Very, very good.
She was
I worked with her at the YMCA before.
Oh, you did, Denny?
She was my son's.
She was with us at the Y before she went to City Hall.
Denny, she was my son's favorite babysitter, and probably his first crush.
Oh
She's
my
beautiful. She's a beautiful
God,
yeah. He loved Miss Caitlin. He really did.
Wow.
And I've had the opportunity to work with both the Knappich brothers on their campaigns.
Oh, me
and
too.
I will tell you, and that's I learned a lot from Mike, and actually, our former mayor Don and our former rep about the election system, and that's why I say if you do not like somebody on the ballot, you don't have to vote for either one of them.
Yeah.
Leave it blank.
So help me to
Still
understand, because this has always been a question. When let's say it says vote, do you vote? Because I've got to get that in my mind.
Right.
I have a difficult time with this. That it says vote for 7, and you
Not more than, not vote for not more than.
not more than.
Right.
And when you
You
only
vote
vote
for who you
for
want. Don't
5,
vote for people that just because you're mediocre. About
Right. Exactly. Don't the lesser of two evils.
Vote for
does
who you
it?
believe in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because your lack of other votes actually helps your candidates a little bit.
Yep. Can I quote Brewster's Millions and say
Oh, yeah.
none of the above?
Oh,
I remember that.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
If you want to really make your voice heard, is get out and vote.
Now,
Cast the ballot. That's still voting.
Okay.
Even though you left it blank, that's still casting a ballot.
all right.
Of course.
So what I want to know then is the why people, and I'm skeptical about people following through. There we go on voting.
There you go. You're skeptical
because I whatever we say, we're still going to have only 15% of the population vote. Is
Right.
that correct?
Yes.
Somewhere in there. What? Why?
Well, don't forget, though, the way the election system works is that one of our rights is to not vote if we don't want to, too. Let's not forget
Yeah.
that some people, not many of them, but some people feel that they're not well enough informed to vote. And they have that right. Let's not
Right.
forget the rights of people that don't choose to vote.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think that's being a great citizen. I will admit that.
Well, but
Because
when
some people, I mean, if you're raising 10 children and working 2 jobs, you may not be informed enough to cast an intelligent vote.
But what Denny said, what Rick is saying is, still show up at the ballot and just, even if you don't fill in anything or none of the above or whatever, it still shows that you're expressing your civic duty to show up, but that you don't feel confident in choosing a candidate.
I'm not sure what good that does, though, because
wow.
all that shows. I mean, you're going to show that your vote is going to change the data to look like you just didn't care about anyone that was on the ballot.
Well, it shows
if that's what you want to do, fine.
The data.
That's a fact.
But again, that could also help. That could also help educational and stuff like that. Saying, if we have enough people that don't know enough to choose a candidate, maybe we should be educating them more into how to choose a candidate.
I think you can assume that when you don't get turnout anyway. So I don't think you're learning anything.
Yeah, I guess. I see it both ways. I see it your way, too.
Yeah.
I see
it both ways.
See, the data
But
is
if there's one
collected.
person that you believe in, if there's even one person, then go cast the ballot.
Yeah. Oh, I get that.
Why
I get
not?
That. Yeah.
So Denny, that data is collected and it is analyzed by the election committees, especially the people working on the campaign committees and stuff like that. And why is it that we had? I'm just going to use an example. So we had 1,000 people vote, and 850 were left blank. Why?
Oh, good.
There's a question of why. You know, I mean, those numbers aren't accurate, but
yeah.
it's an example. And like, so
Yeah.
you look at it and say, why did they not vote for either one of the candidates?
And that would lead to further research as to why to ask that question.
Yep.
To find out why didn't you vote, or what
Well,
did
there are
what
some obvious answers automatically that they can get from that, though, without wondering why.
Well, exactly.
First of
They
all,
know.
if they voted, you know that because elections are expensive, and they're going to put lots of either candidates, lots of races, or lots of questions together. So just because they don't vote for your race and you don't vote for either person doesn't mean that that you have to ask why.
Right.
The answer right away is they didn't have a choice in that race, but they may have plenty of other choices in other races.
Right.
Oh, all right.
I feel my opinion is I feel that a majority of the registered voters are the candidates,
apathetic.
the candidates and the politicians now are so disconnected from the common people, from us.
Yeah.
They are.
I'm not sure that's an argument that's been said for.
It's
40
it's
years.
true, but it's true.
I
They
don't
are.
know if why is it true? I mean, we have more.
Well, here I'll
know,
give you an example. So we've had a certain elected official who has been in office forever. I'm not going to name his names, but in one of the groups that I've worked with, we've had some issues with the federal government in getting a visa for somebody, a temporary visa for somebody, and they were totally disconnected from us, would not return our phone calls, would not talk to us, stopped replying to our emails, and
there's no
even our
staff
phone
member
calls.
that responded?
That's from the staff, and nothing when you even went directly to the elected official. Absolutely nothing. No response. After a while, nothing. No saying, we're working on it, let us get this to here, but nothing. So the disconnect is gone, and you just sit there and look at people and you go,
got to know that if it's a visa and you want something less than a year in this country, you're not going to get it.
well, it's through the federal government you can. Yes, through the federal government you can.
Homeland Security, you will not get a visa. I have a friend that just married an out-of-country citizen, and they will not get that person in this country.
Well, I would say,
Dennis, I've worked with this a number of times, and yes, there is a way to get
I've worked on congressional campaigns. I'm telling you, visas through Homeland Security.
Well,
we're going to do.
I've done it, and I've done it in less than a year. So
I'm talking about now. I don't know when you've done it, but I'm talking about now.
Probably within. The last time was probably about 3-4 years ago.
Homeland Security has changed a lot.
Well, not that.
You want to talk to Homeland Security before you go blaming a politician.
Well, I can sit here and blame this politician just because it's exactly what happened.
They didn't answer you.
No, it's exactly what happened. They did absolutely nothing.
Right. I agree with you there.
No.
So wait a minute. So I can sit here and blame this politician. So you can say that I can. Why do you say I can't blame him? Because he did nothing.
Because you didn't get an answer. That's all I'm saying.
We didn't. Yeah.
Well, I think that if you've had a personal experience with somebody that has turned you off, can turn you into I'm not going to vote for that person. I mean, a non-voter, and it's a perfectly good reason in a world, in a way.
Absolutely, of course it is.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But you can't sit here and dismiss something when I have personal experience with.
I'm dismissing the fact that you think the politician can do that as opposed to Homeland Security. That's all I was saying. Of course, I mean, and you have every right. If somebody doesn't meet your expectations as a elected leader, you don't vote for that person. That's common sense.
I wonder, are there questions in the ballot? Yes or no questions now?
I don't think
this.
I don't see anything in the sample, not for this election.
We have no
not for
okay. That will be coming up in the state and federal elections.
Gotcha.
I mean, a ballot question can appear anywhere.
Yeah.
But when Caitlin had put up the sample ballots, I don't remember seeing anything.
Yeah.
And you can go on the city website under the city clerk's office.
Right.
And you can see, before you go into the voting site,
right,
you can actually see an online representation of what the ballot will look like in your ward.
Oh, wow.
The mock ballot?
Okay.
Yeah, mock ballot.
Very important. Nice. Very important.
I think it's great.
Well, let's take a break. I'm going to play a song from a Broadway musical.
No. You?
All right.
Surprise! Surprise!
All right. Okay. Yeah. Now I will buy you a coffee if you can answer. Okay, here we go. This is a musical about politicians. This is a musical about one politician.
LaGuardia. No, what's his name? Fiorello.
Yes, it's Fiorello. Fiorello. Yes. So the Fiorello was written by the same people who wrote a very good musical about Russian folks.
Fiddler on the Roof?
Yes. The same people who
that was
wrote
a good
Fiddler
guess,
on
huh?
Yes, it
you
was.
Very, very good. Peter,
Takes place
you
in
did,
Russia.
By the way, after the break, I want to talk about my experience with Shakespeare over the weekend.
Oh, all right. Well, it's very. Oh my God, highfalutin.
Now I know he's dead.
Is he dead?
I hope so.
Oh, he will always.
Otherwise,
be
we got to call Bobby Goff.
Oh no. I think he's a friend
there might
of.
be another William Shakespeare that we have.
That's right.
That's
Bill
probably
Shakespeare.
true.
Bill. Is he now known as
Willie.
Shakespeare?
No, Willie Shakespeare.
Is he now known in the past tense as Shakespeare? Shakespeare would be Shakespeare past tense. At any rate, here is listen to the lyrics of this. There, a really good song about politicians. The Tin Box. It's from Fiorello.
Wait a minute. Did you give me that song?
I think I
don't
did.
see it. I don't see it anywhere on there.
It's not on the rundown, Bob.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, you didn't put it on the rundown.
Only mother. I had it in my mind. All right.
Well, you need to pick another song then.
Scratch it. Scratch it. Frost is on the pumpkin. This is from Wisconsin. Frost is on the pumpkin. What's the second line? If Frost is on the pumpkin.
The pumpkin is dead.
You got me. I don't know the song.
Does that mean that it's winter? If Frost on the pumpkin. What is Frost on the pumpkin? Is it like getting old? Frost on the pumpkin. What? I don't know what I'm talking. Frost on the pumpkin. Kenny Baker. Great.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at Rockies.com.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for ArtSpeed, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Well, I figured it out. Snow on the mountaintop. No, snow on the... If I get white hair, there's an expression that I've heard people say. Snow on... I've got a little snow on the...
What?
On the mountaintop? Whatever. I don't know. Frost... If frost...
Well, frost on the pumpkin, it looks like it comes from the fact of when frost is on the pumpkin, which refers to when it was time to reap the autumn harvest.
Oh, so...
Just like that.
Yeah,
That's
reaping.
When it was time to reap the autumn harvest, which is about right, because then most of the vines and plants start to die, and then before you get a heavy frost, you have to pick the last crop of the year.
Oh,
It's true, yeah, before the hard freeze.
Yep. I tell you, I was still getting tomatoes out of my garden up until we had that heavy frost last week.
My
They call
tomato...
that the hard freeze.
Yeah, my tomato plant had, believe it or not, not first that I had a tomato plant. That's one thing. Secondly,
I'm a little skeptical about that.
I really did, but it had flowers on it until that frost.
Oh yeah, because it was beautiful out.
Yeah,
and we had that heavy frost that everything just.
And that was last week.
Yeah,
yeah. Hey, Kath, you want to fill us in what's happening down at Westfield Creative Arts Center? I know that there's hell of a lot of stuff happening down there, isn't it? With Decemberfest is about to happen, but there's a lot of other stuff too.
Well, the exciting part is Decemberfest. We have lots and lots of activities with that. But before that begins on the 9th of this week, Thursday night, from 5 to 7, we will be having our artists reception for our current display, which is our current gallery display, which is 2 centuries of Westfield art. And so we'll be sharing that display with the Athenaeum. So you can have wine and cheese at the Athenaeum, and you can have some of that at 105 Elm Street as well, between 5 and 8. Meet some of the artists and talk with their friends and family. And we encourage everyone to come on down and see the great work that's there.
Wow, we've got present and past folks. There are some like Johnny Mathis, who's a great painter from Westfield. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. Don't be skeptical
in the
about
blue?
It. I don't. No, but they're past artists, right? I'm past some wonderful past artists who have passed on, right? Former, no, they're present artists, but they're passed on. So that means they're. I don't. Is it? No, I don't get it. At any rate, what else do you got there, babe? Oh my God! No, that. Please forgive me,
Bob.
folks.
Where are you today, man?
I don't know.
Holy cow.
Maybe lower down. Kathy and I first. Wait a minute, Kath. I must apologize in public. Privately, I might. We have affectionate names for one another, but when we're not dating, right? And. At any rate, I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, where were you going with that, Bob?
I don't know, but I want to make an apology to Kathy.
In the center.
What is it?
I'll tell them what's happening in the center now.
Thank you. Bless you.
I apologize to you. Yeah, I apologize to you and every woman out there for that.
Every married woman out there.
Every married woman out there. Yes, right.
And man, person.
Oh, man.
Anyway, following this great display, that'll be open, and that display will be there until the middle of January.
Wow.
So you have to come on down and see it, and it's quite exciting, and it's in both places. Following that, we have our holiday pop-up markets, and we are doing that on the 18th, 19th, and 25th. So part of Small Business Saturday, we will have a full group of folks in the center selling their wares. So if you have not finished your shopping list, you could get it all done before Thanksgiving.
So what's the date of the Small Business Saturday?
The 25th.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will be the weekend before and then on the 25th. And then, of course, we will have the, in conjunction with the mayor, we'll have the tree lighting, and we will also do the city menorah. And we have some other things happening as well. Concerts up on campus at Westfield State, holiday concerts. So we're very excited about that.
Right.
On December 9th, mark your calendars. We just heard that Santa is stopping by the center.
No.
We did not know that we were going to be so lucky this year, but we all.
Wow. Where's
He's
he
got a
going to
busy
be?
schedule.
Yeah. I wondered, Kath, was Santa is going to be in the window?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's take a visit with the children of Westfield right at the Creative Arts Center.
Wow. And I think it's during the Winter Wonderland Walk, I think that Artworks is producing in lieu of their Art Oberfest that they had this year. So that's going to happen. Yeah. Oh,
So
fabulous.
we're gonna be the same day. It's perfect timing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have chocolate and music, and so folks, as they're meandering through the display that Artworks is presenting, can stop by for a little respite in our place.
I would love it. I would love to stop by, and I will stop by. I might even be there.
I think you will be there.
I will. I know for a fact I will be there.
Also, of course, our holiday raffles are happening with our biggest of all, which is the Tree Jubilee.
Yeah.
The Tree Jubilee this year that we have both online and in person at the Roots Athletic Center. You actually can go see the trees that were designed by community organizations and individual people in Westfield to help raise funds for WOW. And so that's one of our biggest events of the year as well, where we get the community involved. They take their chances on some beautiful trees and win a lot of prizes.
Yeah. You go online and you bid online.
Right. Yes, I did that last year. Yeah. Actually, Michelle won last year.
Oh,
yes.
I remember. What did she win?
The red truck won. Which was fitting, and
yeah.
So, and when does that go live online?
That won't go live until November 20th.
November 20th. But that's it, so people can get it on their calendars.
You can pick everything up December 10th.
Yep.
So very exciting. And then if you're looking for something to do in December, we will have our holiday tree light map where you can hop in the car, and instead of going all the way to Springfield for bright lights, you can drive around Westfield and see folks who have volunteered their homes as part of this display. So we have quite a bit happening in November and December.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Hey, Kath, if I want to make a gift for Rick, is there any way that you could help me to do that? Or maybe Dennis. Dennis, don't blind your ears. I don't want you to know what I'm going to make for you.
Trouble.
Trouble.
3 really awesome gift making ideas happening. On the 2nd and 3rd of December, we have mosaic art and our sun catcher holiday ornament that you can make to give someone for their tree. And on the 13th, we will have e-zines where you can create a magazine for someone in e-version, a small little version of the story that you'd like to tell. So all 3 of those are pretty exciting. And of course, as always, we will have watercolor and acrylic painting right into December.
Do you sign up online?
You do.
Okay.
Westfield.org. WestfieldOnWeekends.com. Sorry.
All right. Now, I have a little friend. His name is Rick Berry, who I want to, who would love, he's a great book reader. And I thought I might bring him to an event where we might play games together and have a little cookie or cupcake or something. Do you have anything like that at Christmas?
I like cookies.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm going to bring you to this event.
Of course, we are having
Isn't Cupcake your nickname, Rick?
Yes. Actually, it's Muffin.
Oh, Muffin. Holy. We'll leave that one alone. Muffin.
We are having our 3rd annual holiday ball for children, and our book-loving princess will be there, as you can imagine. The one who loves libraries and who has a friend who's kind of a beast.
Oh, my God. Ring that bell. Ring that bell. Got it?
We will be now visiting our guests, and we will have activities and games as we learn about the different holidays that are celebrated during this season and have lots of opportunities to interact. So anyone who's out there, whether you're a grandma, a grandpa, a guardian, aunt, uncle, mom, dad, come on down. It is December 1st, and it will be lots and lots of fun.
Yeah. And I would recommend that you get online and get those tickets because there's a limited number for that event, as I remember, right?
Yep, there are.
And that all can be found on westfieldweekends.com. Nice.
Everything.
Yeah. And I will be broadcasting wherever I go. I'm going to keep my calm. I'm not going to call anybody anything inappropriate. And I am going to...
Wait a minute. When is that going to happen?
It's Christmas. I'm praying for. He is skeptical.
I think we're a little bit cynical.
Skeptical.
We're skeptics. We're skeptics about that.
Skeptical.
Tied up with a nice little bow now.
Yeah. All right. Did you guys ever discover that your friends didn't know? Did you ever introduce your friends to an artist that you loved that they now love and admire? Or is there somebody that I'm thinking of when I discovered Barbra Streisand. Okay.
Barbara.
Discovered her?
I discovered her.
Just like you did the internet too.
Right. Yeah.
He wanted to become Babalicious.
Yeah, Babalicious. And the Loch Ness Monster discovered that thing as well.
And her skin is fabulous.
Oh, stop. Can we talk?
Can we talk? No, you got to say it. Can we talk?
Can we talk?
Yeah.
No, but wait a minute. Kathy knows she's directly from that land. How do you say "Can we talk" to Barbra Streisand? In the Long Island accent. Well, how does that go?
They're right.
Did I say I was close?
I don't think Barbra Streisand had a Long Island accent.
No,
she had a Brooklyn accent.
Like me, she has gotten rid of her Long Island accent. But
Yeah.
give me a little bit of wine or a little exhaustion, and it comes right back.
Yep.
Yes.
Does she live on the island?
No, she's not. She wasn't born on the island, but she did spend time in New York in that area.
She's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
I learned to talk like that from the Saturday Night Live skit.
Oh, yeah, there's a Saturday Night Live skit with folks from Long Island.
Yeah.
Who are these two women who are really in love with Barbra Streisand.
Barbara.
She got rid of the A
Kathy.
in her. You know what we're talking about?
Babs.
First, I want to hear from you guys. Is there any musician or singer that you kind of feel like you discovered, not like me, that actually discovered
that you introduced to your friends and stuff like that?
Yeah. Is there?
There's one for me. It was Josh Groban. I can tell you that.
No.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw him, he was on.
Ally McBeal.
Is that with Ally McBeal?
He played a student.
Was that the TV show he first appeared on?
I think
it was one of the CBS. It was one of the CBS shows.
Did he sing on that though?
Yeah, he did.
Was he singing?
Rise Up or something.
Yeah, because it was all about him singing, but his stepmom or his aunt or grandmother or whatever wouldn't let him, and he was kind of wanted to sue her to be able to do this.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. So that was the whole
Might
story.
have been Law and Order.
I heard this show. I think it was Ally McBeal.
Yeah.
And it was one of those ones I heard this in voice and I went, wow. So the next day I went and looking and found some of his CDs and started playing. I'm like going, this kid's voice is unbelievable.
Oh,
so,
wow.
But we haven't heard from him in a long time.
Oh, you know where he is?
I just saw him in person.
Did you?
Yeah.
He's doing a Sweeney Todd on Broadway.
Is he? Yeah. Nice.
Incredible. And I hope they make a tape of that because you'd enjoy that.
You're right. I got a chance to meet him up at Tanglewood.
No,
it was at John Williams' 70th birthday party.
Yeah.
He was there and he sang along with James Taylor and Carly Simon. There was a bunch of them. It was like a star-studded event. Then there was me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing here?
Which song did Josh Groban do of James Taylor's?
He didn't do James Taylor. James Taylor sang his own. Josh Groban, I believe.
I see. So he might have sung his own.
Yeah, he
song.
sang his own stuff.
Okay,
yeah,
got it. Kath, who have you discovered or introduced to your friends?
Well, we went to California when the Lumineers first came out, and they hadn't reached this coast yet. And we were driving all over California, so we heard them a lot, and no one knew their music when we got back here. And now, of course, they're so popular and well known. But at the
Who is that, Kathy?
Lumineers.
Yes.
They were so, and they're.
I
so
don't
good.
know them at all.
Yes, you do. You've heard them.
Listen to some of their music. It's great.
Rock and roll, or
we were just shocked. We were like, "What is this?" And we kept hearing the couple of songs over and over again, and we said, "We don't have this at home. We have to bring it with us," and so we did.
Yeah. Denny, for you?
I think that, well, currently there's a group that I've been pushing for about 6 months now to a year, and a lot of people know them. They've been at Tanglewood, and then they're the Avett Brothers. And
My God, I love them.
By Storm, and they're actually just wrote a Broadway musical that's going to will premiere in Washington at Arena Stage this January, January, and then go direct to New York.
Wow. What is
but
it?
They have a very unique sound. It's three brothers, two brothers and one other guy. I don't think he's a brother.
Yeah.
But they're wonderful.
Avett, Avett. Do you know them at all?
No, I do not.
We gotta look them up.
Yeah.
Peter Coles, how about yourself?
I've been pushing the Castellos.
Castellos instead of Costellos. Castellos.
I brought them. It's three sisters. Two of them are twins. They just got signed to a record label, and they're country music. Remember the Silo sessions, the one you guys all crapped on for one of them making the lists? Yes.
Hey,
I
didn't.
They got signed to a major record deal, and they just were just invited to their first country music awards.
My gosh.
But they're three beautiful girls. They're all in college for different things other than singing or farming, because they grew up on a family farm.
Yeah.
Right. But they just also got signed to a record deal, so they're going to continue their college education, and they're starting to release singles now through their record company in Nashville.
I love it. The one, the person that I've been sort of touting lately is Jacob Collier. I don't know if you guys know Jacob
I know the
Collier.
name.
He, during COVID, used to do these reels of himself taking every part, and his name is Collier. Jacob with a K, I think. I may be wrong in that. But his music is so wonderful. I've played it, I think, on here a little. But Jacob Collier for me. All righty. Nice. Now, this is all to say, yes, we are going to play Soon It's Gonna Rain from Barbra Streisand's album, Live at the Bonsoir, because, well, let's see, 1962. How many years ago was 1962? 62, and then how many for 34? Here's that math. Here's that. Can I use
38, 38 and 23.
38 and 23. 43? 53. 50.
Oh, boy.
53.
Here we go.
61.
66. I can't.
No, is it 61?
No, wait.
No, wait a minute. 38. Right?
38.
So it's
38 and 23, folks.
Yeah. 38.
71.
71. Thank you.
No.
38, 48,
No,
58.
Yes, it is.
No.
38,
23.
and 23.
23, I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah. 61. 61. I was correct.
61 years ago, a young woman appeared at the Bonsoir on November 5th, 6th, and 7th. And they recorded her because they wanted to put out an album of her music. And so they recorded her live at the Bonsoir. What happened was that they didn't get the sound right or whatever, so they forced her into the studio to do the Barbra Streisand album. Streisand. It's Streisand, so like it's not Streisand. Wait a minute. I think it's sand.
I guess it's tomato.
Okay. At any rate, today is an anniversary, 61 years ago. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, she appeared, and the rest is history. And on top of that, her book is coming out this week. My name
All right,
is
Bob,
Barbara.
you're going to run out of time if we don't get to the song.
It's autobiography. Okay, here's Soon It's Gonna Rain from the Fantastics, which actually I did with Dennis Akins, and Kathy Bradford directed a version of this show. Here's Soon It's Gonna Rain, live at the Bonsoir, the very young Barbra Streisand.
Oh yes, I remembered it. begins to whisper. See how the leaves go streaming by. Smell how the velvet rain is falling out where the fields are warm and dry. Now is the time to run inside and stay. Now is the time to find a hideaway where we can play. Soon it's gonna rain, I can see it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain. What are we gonna do? Soon it's gonna rain, I can feel it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain. What will we do with you? We'll find 4 limbs of a tree. We'll build 4 walls and a floor. We'll bind it over with leaves and duck inside and play. Then we'll let it rain. We'll not feel it then. We'll let it rain. Rain pell-mell, and we'll not complain if it never stops at all. We live and love within our castle. Hear how the wind begins to whisper. Feel how the rain is falling now.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday. Isn't that a great version of get that, listen to it on YouTube. Barbara Streisand live at the Bonsoir. It's incredible. It's a revelation in a sense because she came onto the scene. No one had sung like that before. No one had taken acting to that. She was an actress who sang, and she wanted to be an actress who sang. But oh my God, when I first heard her, that's why I discovered Barbra Streisand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jarul.
Yeah. At any rate, hey Peter, did you want to say something? There was something that you were saying.
I know you completely glossed over it. I saw an all-female production of Macbeth over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Where, Pete?
So it's Northwest Valley Community College down in Waterbury or Naugatuck Valley.
Right.
They have a great little theater arts program down there.
Right.
And
nice.
my girlfriend's daughter played Macduff, and
the
cast. I mean, that's not an easy play to do.
No.
And it was all women, and they did an awesome job. It was excellent.
A whole lot of death goes out of that play.
A lot of death.
I mean, it's not the whole 5-hour version. It was about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But it was still excellent.
They
did a great job.
Out damn spot. All women. So was Macbeth played by? I mean, was he a
Correct.
woman playing
But
a
they didn't-
man, or was it a man?
It's
a
just
woman playing a
women
woman?
played all the parts, and they reference each other as men. But it was interesting seeing all women doing it, and the
Yeah.
range of emotion that they brought to the characters that were men, and you knew they were men because you know the story.
Yeah.
And it was, I think,
Kind of
they
like
did-
exactly the opposite way that Shakespeare did it.
right.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was excellent. They did a great job.
Yeah.
They really did. I told their professor that they were. I thought that I did know somebody in the cast, but I think they all did an excellent job because it's not an easy play.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
Not
at all.
no, not at all. Hey, you know what? You want to?
Well, Bob, you were trying to think. The quote that Bob was thinking of earlier is about the snow
Oh, yeah.
on the head.
Snow on
it's
the mountain.
It's just because there's snow on the roof doesn't mean there's not a fire inside. Quoted by Bonnie Hunt. So yes, it can have two different meanings, whatever you want to say.
I know there's all kinds of meanings there.
Yes, exactly. So
Snow on the roof.
Smoky.
Snow on the.
Yeah.
And there's no
snow on the roof.
Okay, snow on the roof.
Right. Just because there's snow on the roof doesn't mean there's not a fire inside.
All right. If the frost is on the pumpkin,
It's time to reap the harvest.
there we are. Hey, let me all bring it together. Dennis.
Please do. We're wrapping up the
Yeah.
show here.
Yes.
Dennis and Kathy, my favorite guests who I love, will be on every month. But get this, Macduff, your girlfriend's daughter played Macduff.
Yes.
Macduff was the name of Dennis's dog, and it was also a line in Fantastics where he says, El Gallo says, "Read on, Macduff." No, that is an exact quote. So see how I connected everybody. Well, Rick.
6 degrees of Bob Plass.
No. Yeah, not bad, huh?
Not bad.
No, that was pretty good.
No. Is there anything else that you'd like to say, just as we're going out?
I'm good.
Goodbye. Love you all.
Yes. And get out and vote.
Get out and vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Vote. Kathy's saying vote.
Vote for people or
Yes.
against them.
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah. Hey, what did I say that we were going to play at the end of here? Get this.
Are you doing a Swiftie?
No.
No,
It's-
please.
It's Roy Rogers. He was born in 1911, so that makes him how old? 100 and... Here's that math algebra stuff again.
112.
112 years old.
112 years old. So here is Roy Dale and Dusty Rogers. Now, I have no idea who Dusty is. Must be their son. Because his name is Dusty Rogers. But this is Roy Rogers, Happy Trails to You. I was going to have Van Halen, but I decided to go for the authentic Roy Rogers.
There you go.
Happy trails to you, folks.
Happy trails. Get out and vote.
See
And
ya.
volunteer.
See you
Bye,
next
guys.
week. Bye. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys. Appreciate it.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Some trails are happy ones.
Others are blue.
It's the way you ride the trail that counts. Here's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you. happy trails to you until